Oh, hey there, every peoples! Before we get started, I just want to apologize if your RSS feed lit up like a Christmas tree yesterday. We just moved our audio hosting over, and that meant repopulating the list. You'll also notice that every episode we've ever released is now available back on the RSS feed where it always belonged. No more 250 episode cap. So enjoy accessing all of the episodes we've ever released forever for free. But you're not here to hear apologies from me, no. You have come back to hear Tiff Compton continue her journey as a brand new GM. In the second episode of our Song of Ice and Fire campaign, our mercenaries have found themselves on a boat, heading across the narrow sea, on a mission that, well, it's not gonna end well. We all know that. It's Game of Thrones. But they have a few choices in front of them. Which path will they go down? Only one way to find out. That's by listening to part 2 of our campaign. Because they may be mercenaries hired by Varys the Spider to hunt down a dragon queen. Oh, but really, they are terrible warriors.
I'm Derek the Bard from Chasing the Muse, and I am not your GM for this, our second game of A Song of Ice and Fire. Oh no! My good friend and fellow terrible warrior, Tiff, aka Fawn Solo from the Nerd Hearth, is in fact running this game. Tiff?
I am ridiculously stoked right now because the first episode went pretty awesome.
Last time on A Song of Ice and Fire, I got poisoned from Meister Pycelle. Bunch of people got into a bar fight. Dodd walked around the docks being pretty. We got onto a boat. We got seasick. We got into fights. We made up. We made out. Now we're hanging out with a red priestess who's obviously offering to send us into a deep and fiery grave.
Yep. And speaking of...
As the maester, I feel like it's my job to do the recap.
Who are being sent into a deep and terrible grave. I'm Derek the Bard from Chasing the Muse, and I'm joined with...
In alphabetical order.
Bernard D. from out in Oshawa.
Birdman! Otherwise known as Mike Dodd.
God damn it, bird person.
And one's a bird and the other's a cock. It's Mr. Ecock here, Justin Ecock hanging out with y'all. Playing the role of
the other's a cock.
Maester Kalo, the only man of reason and the only one loyal to the realm, and he's...
The only one who's sober.
He's learning for now. I think he's going to be getting very drunk. He is learning...
Title of this episode is The Bird is the Word.
He obviously he can't go to Pentos on his own.
I love it.
He needs to follow these, the only 3 people that are going to keep him alive out here, but every minute that passes seems more and more like Varys has sent him to die. This was an execution. Just a very slow and drawn-out execution.
Okay. So where we left off was
we're in the boat.
4 of them they had a kind of difficult decision to make, whether they're gonna trust this red priest who is ambiguous in nature and also, just kind of found them on the ship, or go to Pentos and probably get beheaded with Aurochs, and the Dothraki are just gonna, use their skin as coats. They're not Reapers, but
So I'll just say, that's very, very racist against the Dothraki, and implying certain parts of Dothraki culture, which are not, in fact, actual things. The Dothraki do not wear people's skins as coats. Person leather tans very, very poorly.
The fact that you know this is incredible.
I'm a librarian.
That was the most badass line I've ever heard. I'm a librarian.
Back off, man. I'm a librarian.
Back off, man. I'm a
I'm
scientist.
actually a librarian, Maester Kalo.
No, you're a dork.
And by the way, I've been looking up. I got some stewardship roles if we need to ever hire mercenaries. That's a thing I can do.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be looking after the funds and the resources of this group, and we will not be drinking all of our wine on the first day of the road.
We'll see.
Saying. I'm basically like your scout leader.
There you go. All right. Well, what did you guys come to a conclusion? Because the red priest is just kind of standing there,
is it a man or a
very
woman?
silently. You don't.
It's pity.
And you haven't asked their name.
It's pity in a red coat.
I asked them to show me their face, and they didn't, right?
I'm not sure. Did you actually ask?
I did.
I don't think you did.
Shit.
I
Okay.
did.
Well, they're not the kind of person that would not show it. So I will say that they pulled down their hood and half of their face, the half halfway up the bridge of their nose to their forehead is covered in a golden mask, and the bottom half of their face is bare.
I'm gonna go, you do speak some interesting truths, but I don't know if I trust you.
I would not do this whether no other way, and I do not wish to see you torn apart by savages.
Yes, returning to the question of why you would show someone a vision like that. You're a very, very strange person, and I say this even though you are a priest.
I show you only the truth. What will come to pass?
If we do what we're supposed to do.
If you manage to kill the white-haired girl, you will die.
That's ominous. That's
Well, I mean, technically speaking, everyone will eventually die. There are no immortals in this. Even the dragons were not immortal.
The stranger comes for us all in the end.
Remember how
Yes,
you were saying
exactly.
I was sober? I'm not sober.
Ooh, that was a good line, Bernard. That was good.
Well, there's a key word there. If we kill them. We're not the one necessarily killing them. Maybe cutting their Achilles tendon.
Well, we are also not being paid to kill them. We are being paid to bring them back if possible.
Would you rather get paid now or later? I understand that the Master of Whispers only gave you enough to get here, whereas you will not have to travel more than 5 days to get your reward from me.
I don't know.
Yes, but the question definitely arises that if we are to go with you and take your payment, then we are also likely to die later on when the Master of Whispers decides that he does not like being double-crossed.
Did not the Master of Whispers himself say that you were not the only ones he sent on this quest? Do you
Yes,
really think he would keep track or record of who he sends?
Yes, if you are to hear the stories about the Master of Whispers, I think you agree that he likely keeps track of these very things.
Soon there will be a war that will encompass this entire realm. There will be no more need for records.
Again?
There will always be need for records, I then say as I take a drink from a bottle of something.
From the wineskin that we tossed into the corner
Yeah,
He
after
goes and
staring at the
retrieves
vision
it.
in the fire.
pretty much.
Be careful with that wine, Mace, that it could give you strange thoughts and visions.
The only people that are getting strange thoughts and visions are the people that are listening to this mad woman.
If you must, give it some time, but I would urge you to make a decision quickly. We arrive shortly, within the next 2 days, and if you choose to not come with me, the Dothraki will end your lives.
Dun dun dun.
They can try.
And the Red Priest walks away, not looking daunted or annoyed that you didn't give them a decision. They just walk away. And, yeah. You're just left in an awkward silence.
What in the hells was that?
I do not know. That was very strange.
Let's say on the off chance it's true. But if it's not, I'd rather not be a traitor to the realm. Mind you, I hold no real loyalty to this crown anyway, but
I
also don't want to die.
I think it is fair to say that Anders and I do hold a certain degree of loyalty to the... We are, after all, knights.
The Maesters don't hold loyalty to the crown. They just hold loyalty to the truth and to the realm. I offer my guidance. I've offered my opinions, but I've been charged to steward you three, so wherever you go, I'll have to follow. It's not like I can survive out here on my own anyways.
I am in favor of completing the mission as we have been hired to do it.
I'm loyal to my contract. Let's get it
I
done.
like to think of myself as a man of honor, and I have told the Master of Whispers that I will do this thing. What about you, Anders?
I mean, let's just also be honest. This mission ends with our heads on spikes. Either we succeed, in which case their guards will kill us, or we fail, in which case Varys will kill us, or we succeed and make it away, in which case the next one to come around will kill us. There's no way we get through this particular story without our all dying grisly deaths.
No, you're talking like a Northman. You are talking like someone you are talking like a fucking Stark.
As one of my professors would say back in the Citadel, the Starks are always eventually right.
Yeah, winter always has come.
I mean, yes, but they pick the motto they go by, which means that they are always eventually right, is the winter will always come. It is a physical requirement of the world that we live in.
Well, it's kind of hard to be wrong when you're surrounded by snow 24/7.
There you go. There's our people.
That's
fatalistic.
actually a common misnomer. The North isn't always covered in snow. It spends much of its summer months as an idyllic green pasture land.
I now know what when I have my house, I now know what my motto will be. My words shall be, morning will come.
There you go.
That way, like the Starks, I will be always right, according to the Citadel and the Maesters.
A broken clock is also right twice a day.
There are no clocks in this world.
Really? A broken sundial.
Broken sundial is right twice a day.
We have 3 houses when the Sand Girl gets her own.
Alright. Did you guys want to call it there and just show up in
yes,
Pentos?
please. Otherwise, we
Are
will.
we deciding like
we'll go nowhere.
I'm okay if we actually do want to go down the mirror route, or if we want to go to Pentos. I don't. As a player, I think the mirror thing is more interesting. I'm just playing it out.
No, you're cool.
If we go to Pentos, we're going to die. If we go to Mirror, we might have some kind of future. But just know that by doing that, we are making a choice that will be irreversible.
Every choice is irreversible.
Not necessarily.
Some choices can be forgiven. Some choices cannot.
Meister, I have an idea. Since you have the ability to hire people, why don't we send some others to go with him and just report back to us?
Well,
we can be in 2 places at once.
Ability to hire people. I mean, I can manage a home. I can manage lands and holdings, but we're going to be dropping off into a foreign nation. It will take money and time and contacts, of which we have neither.
While you guys are talking, we're going to say that you're talking on the day when you're docking in Pentos.
Sure. Can I actually just raise one point to that?
Yeah, sure.
Though I do raise one question though, and this is purely hypothetical. Please do not take this as me questioning doing my job. Is Moore is a half week's ride from Pentos? Yes.
More or less, yeah.
Yes, about that.
If we were to deliver her to wherever the hell she is going, and we accept her payment, we have more money to finance finding the targets and dealing with them.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
And we have the opportunity to check out the current political situation in the Free Cities, because that's always a mess with mercenaries being hired against other mercenary companies to fight each other. If we go into Pentos alone, straight from Westeros, if others have already been sent, then someone might assume a threat that any Westerosi coming to Pentos are a threat to these Targaryen children. If we come at it from a different point of view than anyone who saw us leave in King's Landing, they might be somewhat put aside by our misdirection.
And if we do have to tell the Spider that it took us an extra week or 2 to get the job done, if we are still to present him with his prizes, he will forgive that.
You guys got a great point.
Yeah, just tell him a complication came up.
Not to mention, I have heard about Mir's lens crafting, and I would really love to get my hand on one of their magnification devices. They would really be very interesting for my research.
Very well, then. It is agreed. It is agreed. We will take the Red Priest money, we will escort them, we will ensure they go there safely, and when they are escorted, we will be on our way.
So it seems as though the Red Priest already knew that you were going to side with them. Of
course they did. They jangled money in front of mercenaries.
Exactly. as you guys walk up to the dock to the main level of the ship to walk out of the dock, you see the Red Priest there. They don't look happy because they seem like they know something's going to happen, but they do look relieved that you all are going to escort them to Mir. Now, as the fog rolls back from the dock, an entire Khalasar can be spotted in the distance, and they are gaining rather quickly. It seems that the captain of the Grey Wren has offended Kal Pono in some way, and he is here to collect his head. So as the Khalasar approaches, crewmates are freaking out and jumping overboard because they know that the Dothraki will not go into the water. However, there is still about 5 or 7 minutes before they actually arrive at the dock. You can just see them because they're coming across a flat plain.
Is the dock? Are we in Pentos, or are we just taking a dock somewhere?
You're in Pentos, but the reason that the Dothraki are there is because. Sorry, I guess it's not Kal Pono yet. I'm an idiot. Pono is there because he's part of Drogo's Khalasar, but they're in Pentos because of Daenerys'
so they're all
hand
marching
being
through, and then they see this boat with this flag going, hey, that guy owes us something.
Exactly. They saw it coming in, they were like, all right, let's just go collect some heads. So yeah, there's like, he has a pretty decent, portion of the Khalasar with him. So yeah, like I said, there's like about 5 to 7 minutes before they actually reach the ship. What do you want to do?
Adric, go up. Where's the captain?
Captain is shitting his pants and not really
Adric
moving.
Literally walks up to him. He's got a sword at his side. He's got his spear and shield in hand. He's got a bow on his back with his quiver. He walks up to the captain, looks him in the eye. Do you want to live?
Yes.
Shut your whining. Simple question. Yes or no? Yes? Good.
Yeah.
Do you have a smaller boat?
Yes, there's a dinghy on each side of the ship.
Take us to your smaller boat.
Okay, so he takes you to the I guess the dinghy that's like hanging on the side of it.
Great. Will it fit our party, the Red Priest, and him?
It will fit everyone except the captain.
Fantastic. Put us into the water. Once we're in the water, I throw him off the boat.
And he is swimming for his life.
Do you want me to make a roll for this?
No, you know what? He's an asshole. He probably fucked Pono's daughter or something, so he deserves to die.
Is he making any noise?
The captain?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's like flailing his arms and shit, right? So the Pono probably saw this and is probably coming for him. But again, you have some time, and he's not going to be the Dothraki aren't going to be coming for you
after
specifically.
Adric
but
kicks the captain off, he points back across the narrow sea. The Dothraki are over there. King's Landing is back that way. I leave you to your chances, sir.
Don't worry, they apparently do not like water.
Yeah, and he just starts, and he's like, Anders, shall we take paddles? And we just start rowing away from the Dothraki.
Just row away, and the captain is literally, like, he's still, like, shitting his pants, and he doesn't know where to go. Yep.
All right, so I see the captain in the water clearly, right?
Yep.
I want to take my bow and put one between his eyes.
What?
Oh my god, you're going to deny Pono?
It's a mercy killing.
That's true, but you're going to incur the wrath of Pono. That's actually that's a good idea.
He holds his hand up. He's like,
can he see it?
He will be able to see. Well, by now he's about 4 minutes away. He will be able to see him. So I'm going to say that Pono is going to be able to see the arrow go between his eyes. Yeah. So I'm going to get you to roll for that.
As Kryn starts taking out her bow, because she's going to have to, pull it off her back?
Yes.
Because we just got into a boat. Adric holds up his hand and is like, wait. You know, if you shoot him now, then the Dothraki do not get him. But then the Dothraki become mad because they didn't get him. I have no desire or need to anger the Dothraki right now, especially for what we are doing.
I also understand the Dothraki tear their victims apart. At least he deserves a clean death. He got us here.
He's probably going to drown before they even find them. For a captain of a boat, he is not a very good swimmer.
I'm still going to plug him.
I'm going to put my hand on Kern's shoulder and just be, there are times and places, but this is just because he's going to have a grisly death. We all die dirty. Very few of us, especially in our line, are ever going to get a clean death. We need to just leave and not spark the anger of a friggin' horde of whatever these savages are. I blanked out.
Dothraki.
The Dothraki.
I'm guessing 15.
So you're rolling marksmanship, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then yes, 15. Let me double check the difficulty here.
Well, I mean, he has to hit.
Yes, yeah. I'm gonna say you did do that.
Kryn has to hit
between 10 and 14.
his combat defense.
Wait,
Plus
why?
whatever it is in the water.
Yeah. And then gets bonuses and success. I mean, that's probably like an amazing killing shot, right?
It was. Hard is 15, and like that's perfect. It was bang on hard. Not because I decided that would be a hard shot. It wouldn't be very hard because I mean, it's not that. So yeah, I mean, he's dead, and he is beginning to sink, and then starts to float with an arrow sticking right up towards the sky. So Pono sees this,
and it's obviously not a Dothraki arrow.
No, it's not a Dothraki arrow.
Rowing away.
Row the fuck away. Now,
Rowing
luckily,
the fuck away in the direction of Mir.
Luckily, there is. Yeah, really. There is an enclave in a mountain that is beside the dock. So, rowing into there will give you a little bit of cover and let you disappear for now, because obviously the Dothraki do not go in the water. So, for the moment, you are safe.
Well, this mission is off to a wonderful start.
Once you get out of this enclave, however, you will have to dock and make your way on foot. So, what do you want to do for now?
Document everything.
God damn
it. Do Kryn's arrows all have the same fletching on them? Like, does she use a distinct color or something?
No, they're all just off the rack arrows.
Okay, cool.
Probably like salvaged and stuff, yeah?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's good though, because it means that she doesn't doesn't have some specific color of arrow that they can notice the fletching from or something.
There will be no CSI.
Yeah.
There's no arrow.
Dothraki CSI. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I can see Pono just like kneeling beside the corpse and picking up the thing, taking off his sunglasses and saying, "This is a bad day to be hit between." And then the Who just screaming, "Yeah!"
Or whatever "yeah" is in Dothraki.
Yeah, exactly. Or something.
I can look that up, but not right now.
Not right now. Okay, so are we just gonna go right to dry land?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since they're all safe for now, you dock up on a sandbar rather. So you have to trudge through a little bit of water, but otherwise you're just going to be walking straight through the flatlands towards Mir. It's not going to be more than a 3-day trek. Walking along the beach, there is a little wooded area that the Red Priest, which you still haven't asked their name, suggests will give them cover, so they can walk without being
okay.
bothered.
Let's be reasonable. I mean, are we role playing out every micro movement? At what point am I just going to find out what their name is?
You know what? That's fair.
You know, if we're going to spend a few days here and we're going to talk, I mean, I'm happy to enter into some debate, science versus religion, and just go back and forth on what the Lord of Light really is offering versus the actual light of, like, the Citadel, for example. And, you know, because what's interesting between the Red Priest and the Citadel, of course, the Citadel keeps an eternal flame burning at the top of their tower at all times, the light of knowledge and reason. And so, you know, the maesters see flames as a symbolic thing as well, just for completely different reasons.
That's true. That's a good
So
point.
I'm happy to. So through this, I mean, this is just me playing.
Through all of this,
I want to get. I want to get a trait. I want to pick up a trait where I'm like a friend with her.
Aren? Discord, so you guys can see it.
Cool.
Yeah, I was about to say that sounds like it has an apostrophe in it somewhere.
Nope. Just simple RN. I like it.
R apostrophe R apostrophe N apostrophe.
I really feel like it should be R apostrophe ER.
Damn it!
REN. Well, you're like that R sound that you gave at the start there was really hard.
Arr, like a party.
Sounds like Aaron. You know, we have Aaron
like
of the Veil.
Adric, Anders, and Aaron.
Oh God. What's the next Three Stooges? Okay. All right. So when you guys are walking into this lightly wooded area, you see a wagon with one driver and one horse. The driver stops and immediately zones in on Kryn and says, "Hello, you. But you are a beauty. Why are you in the company of such grizzled men? Come with me and drink the finest Dornish wines all day."
Oh, I'd love to, but I promised these grizzled men that I'd see the world with them. They're showing me around.
And as Kryn is talking, he gets up from his seat and walks towards the back of the wagon, the covered wagon, and bangs on it 3 times with his fist, and 3 men jump out of the back, brandishing short swords and daggers. "Now, surrender your valuables, or we'll be removing them forcibly."
I'm sorry. Are you being serious now about this? Because you are seeing that myself and Sir Anders Dane, who is with me here, are both well-armed, armored knights.
We like our chances. I'm not sure.
I mean, it is your lives to throw away if you are so wishing, but I'm actually just
face palm.
Yeah, before we get into the fight, Tiff, I'm going to try a persuasion intimidate check.
Okay.
Because
I mean, they're pretty dim people, so
they may be pretty dim people.
Can I distract them before he does this?
You're gonna take out your tits. I love that.
I am. I'm gonna roll seduce.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so that's roll.
Is this going to grant me some kind of bonus or lower my difficulty?
I hope so.
Because you're gonna be distracted by your tits too.
15.
Okay, hold on.
And I am gorgeous.
And then let's see what I roll.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
Damn. 15. Yeah, okay, so you both were spectacularly successful. So they kind of look at each other.
Like, boys.
Yeah.
Would you much rather take your chances with these?
Yeah, and Adric just rolls his shoulders and slightly limbers up, and he's just got... He spins his spear in one hand just before planting it on the ground. He's shrugging. He's just looking at them. He's like, you're just like, why are we doing this, boys? Really?
All right. Well, the guys that aren't just the guys that aren't staring right at Kryn's chest, they're digging the whole vibe that Adric's putting down. And they seem to now notice how much armor you have on and how well armed you are. And the leader of the smugglers, are just kind of like, all right. I mean, I guess we could
apologize beyond your way.
Sure.
Gentlemen, if I may say,
and then you can apologize.
No.
Perhaps they should be paying us a toll for letting them go. After all, they have already cost us the time of our journey and the inconvenience.
The time of our journey and the inconvenience, because we will note to you, however, that the Dothraki are about over there.
Yeah, so we could probably use that wagon as well.
And he points in the direction that the Khalasar was in.
We'll take their horses, we'll take their wagon, we'll take their gold.
You can't just leave me here with nothing. You can't just leave us here to die.
You were about to do the same to us, I'd say.
Well, I mean, come on, it's business, darling. It's just business.
Which of you is the brains behind this operation?
Oh, I like to think I'm the brains behind this operation.
Excellent, Tiff.
Yes.
I'm rolling fighting. I'm gonna put my spear through his throat.
Okay, roll it.
I'm getting bored with this now.
Yeah, we're taking the wagon, we're taking the horses, we're taking their gold,
so
and you
the
can take a
spear-
hike.
The spear almost decapitates him.
I'm just trying
what are
to
you
roll R7d6.
Holy
So that's
shit.
23.
Yeah, you only need a 15.
He's not decapitating. He's literally, the guy's just like, I like to think I'm the brains of the operation. Adric's spear comes up and goes through his throat for about 2.5 feet before he pulls it back.
The rest of you might wish to elect a new leader. My companion has definitely shown the
Our martial prowess.
not his martial prowess, but the flaws that your old leader possessed.
So even before Anders even finishes talking, they're all running away now, and the wagon is there, and the horse is just kind of, neighing because he's
Great,
badass.
I climb into
Andrew's
the
just giving the horse like a sideways glance as he cleans the blood off his spear.
The maester climbs into the back of the wagon. It's so wonderful
Okay.
now to get
Well,
my
there you
feet off
go.
of the ground.
direction that
I motion for like the red priest and the others to join in the back, and the three of you can obviously look after defending the.
I take his coin pouch.
Okay, sounds good.
Are the other three highwaymen running in the direction that the Dothraki?
The doctor, I think yes, they are.
No,
They're
these
running
highwaymen-
in the direction of the Khalasar.
Awesome.
Anders is just going to shake his head.
They
and
were
hold
actually-
his
Fun.
breath.
They were actually on the way to Pentos to present the new queen, the new Khaleesi with gifts.
Wedding gifts. I was gonna say these bandits, were they? Do they look like they're from the Free Cities? Do they look like they're like?
They look like they're from
Westeros, who abandoned
they look like
armies,
they're
like
from
deserters.
Marine almost, but obviously like their skin complexion is a darker.
Because this close to
olive
Pentos, these bandits could have easily been deserters from Westeros as well. They might have been.
Yes,
They might have been. Westerosi.
it's undetermined, and the leader's accent obviously was Westerosi. So, but the rest of them, they look like they hail from all over. One of them had a very dark skin tone. One of them had like an olive complexion.
Well, I feel no problem with dispatching deserters, so that's fine.
Yeah, there you go.
Great.
All right. Well, when you guys
Except
climb
they're
into
the ones
wagon,
going where we're
you will
supposed to be
see-
going, I want to remind you, but we're going to now head in the other direction.
Gonna get there eventually, though.
But
And
now we've got a
gifts.
wagon and we've got gifts. No, but you know what we have that we just got from the bandits is a wagon and gifts already prepared for this new Khaleesi. Now we've got a way into this party.
There you go.
That's true.
After
And
we get
perhaps
to
she'd be interested in meeting her own kin from Westeros itself. It's being surrounded by foreigners her whole life. She'd probably welcome us into her inner circle. We can continue on to Mir, but it seems that through circumstance and maybe a bit of fate, we've already got everything we need right here, and we've already escorted them half of the way. She can just continue on without us. Let's get back on course.
I do not care what you do. After you bring me to Mir, you will be free with a lot of gold in your
I'm
pocket.
sure we will. I say, shaking my head, no, we won't.
Okay, so
our
in the
word.
back of the wagon, if you guys look around at all, you'll see a lot of provisions.
Yeah.
Which is good because obviously it's going to be like a few days journey before you can stock up again. You also see a small metal strongbox, and it's got some pretty intricate designs on it. You also see
How intricate, do I know the origins
well,
of this?
it's like, filigreed and stuff like that. It looks like it was made by a metalsmith.
Wait
who
a
did
minute.
Jewelry.
Is this the box?
No,
Did we get the chest?
That was a wooden box.
Oh,
I got thievery. I can try and open it.
I was really excited about us getting dragon eggs for a minute.
I mean,
Can I
You
try
jumped
and
ahead of me,
open it?
Derek. Hold on. You can in 2 seconds.
Okay.
Other things in the back of this wagon include some scrolls that seem nondescript. Some of them are still sealed with house seals, which seems odd to you, Kahlo, because, I mean, how the hell would they get those kind of scrolls? There is also a chest that is locked, but it doesn't look like it possesses anything interesting. It is, however, a bigger box, and it's got some writing on it that that someone, Kahlo would probably recognize, comes from a shy.
Oh. So there's an eclectic mix of things here.
Yes, there's a lot of stuff. So, Kryn, you wanted to try and open the small box?
Yep, I'll give it a whirl. Not gonna happen.
No, unfortunately, your lockpick breaks. It doesn't break inside though, so you can try again later.
Hope it's a Skyrim lock.
Exactly. Did anyone want to look at anything else there?
We have a locked box and we got a dead body with no key on it? Okay.
That's a good point.
They ran off.
Got to go back to the bodies, man.
I mean, I did take his pouch of valuables.
He looted his body.
That's fair. You know what? That's fair. You took the pouch. We'll say the key is in there. There is a large key and a small key. The small key is bright bronze, and the big key is like a tarnished pewter color. It's clear which one goes to which
I
box.
pass them over to the maester.
Well, I mean, sure, and I'll collect these scrolls and see what is going on here. Those are Seven Kingdom houses, eh? The seals. Wow, this is interesting to see this on the other side of the sea. We should probably check to find out where these are from.
So once he reads, you're looking at the scrolls, right?
I wanted to look at the scrolls, but I've been handed the keys.
Yeah.
So does everyone be like, "What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?"
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
I'm like,
What's in the box?
You would just
take stock of our
briefly.
inventory.
You would notice that. Briefly, you would notice that a lot of the scrolls seem to be addressed to the Citadel from the north, like from northern houses. So
so they're basically addressed.
Forrester.
They're practically addressed to me. So
there you go.
Exactly. So we'll open them
Exactly.
up as a representative of the Citadel, and I'll find out what exactly they had to say.
Mm-hmm.
I hand the keys off to Kieran. Go open up the chest, see what's inside. This is obviously what's more interesting.
This is all I need.
I love that we're playing hot potato with the keys.
All right, I'll open them.
All right, which one do you want to open first?
I want to open the one I was trying to lockpick first.
Okay. So the small strong box that is metal, inside you see a choker, but it's not something you've ever seen before. It looks like it's been made to look like something else, almost like a recasting, because it's not perfect around the edges. So it's probably being sent off to be like a metalsmith to be refined. In the middle, it's got a very dark crimson looking red stone, possibly a ruby. But otherwise it doesn't do anything. It's just sitting there. It's pretty, but it's not finished. So that's
I'm okay. I'm going to look at the rest of my companion and say, this is pretty.
this is pretty.
We should be keeping this for the moment in case we need it to get in later. What is in the other box?
Let's find out.
Okay.
Door number 2.
But first, what
Once
do I find out in the scrolls? I open up one of the scrolls in the north addressed to the Citadel.
Yeah, what would you find in the scroll? Did you want to know?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, let's the one scroll that you open, the first part of it just seems to be a run-of-the-mill, just an update of what's going on at the Forrester house. So most of it seems pretty, nondescript, and then it gets more into the weather, how much snow they've been getting of late. People seem to be convinced that the winter that they're going to be getting this
Northerners
time
are always
is going to be
convinced
much longer.
Yeah, the Northerners always convinced
Say
it's
what?
about to be winter, but we get summer winters all the time. That's all this is, just another
Yeah.
summer winter.
And then at the end of the scroll, you see something very weird. Something you've seen before in Tall Tales, but there's a description of a being that is very pale as skin, almost blue. There is actually an illustration by the maester of the Forester house, and it looks like nothing you've seen before. It looks like something out of a tall tale.
I'm keeping this scroll in my collection of scrolls that I keep around my belt.
In your Scrollodex.
This might be important, at least when I return back to the Citadel. I feel like this is something that should have reached them, and it's curious that it has ended up here in a wagon in Essos. How does this possible?
It is curious indeed.
Meanwhile, Kern opens up the
inside
box.
the smaller, or inside the larger box, that seems to be rather, relatively uninteresting on the outside, are 3 large scale stones. They're relatively dull in color, but you can see that there's an underlying green, red, and gold, and they're sitting in a bed of straw. And it doesn't seem like there's anything really. I mean, they just look like stones, but they look like someone might have carved them or something. It just seems odd that there's just
They've got a weird scale pattern carved
Yeah,
into them.
they're scaly. It's nothing that anyone has ever seen before, unless someone wants to roll me knowledge.
What the hell are
legends.
these things?
Justin?
At 35, I would have been around for the War of the 10 Penny Kings, or the
Yeah,
And-
you would have.
and
would have been
there would've-
around when
when the
the dragons were dying out. I
really,
think.
really, really young, like
Yes.
when they were all like tiny and mutated and
Like
inbred.
dog
Yes,
size
when they were
things.
dog size.
And they didn't live very long, and it's certainly possible at the Citadel I would have even studied some of their bones, and failed eggs that would have been too soft for the fetuses to survive.
And even like illustrations of eggs and
yeah.
stuff like
Would you want me to roll for knowledge to see if I do have that or memory?
You know what? Your knowledge is so high that I'm assuming you would know that.
And of course, I'm also a
if you
skeptic.
want to roll for memory, that's fine. But honestly, I'm assuming you will know.
I'm going to dismiss these things anyways because they're just stones that have been carved in the style of dragon eggs, probably because of the Targaryen queen, that
Fair enough.
The Targaryen princess that is getting married. This is just someone's trying to brown nose the someone who they don't. These are worthless. Very fine craftsmanship, though.
Well, then
the
we'll
real
take them with-
treasure is the things written in these scrolls.
Then we take them with
I have
us
a
for now,
feeling
and
the
if we need to lighten
bandits
the wagon
didn't
load,
know
we
to even look at them.
out.
You know what? They might make a good gift to get us through the door. If they're
this
brown-nosing
is
gifts.
true.
More likely they'll make a good
Targaryen.
paperweight. In fact, and I then take one of them and I use them to hold down some of the loose paper that's blowing around in the back of the
Tiff,
And I'm like, I should
you
make a
have to
copy
have known
of
that
this
would
letter.
happen.
I know!
Would you put us in the same room?
I should
with
make a
dragon
copy
eggs and
of
gave
this
us the
letter from
opportunity to
Forrester.
support the entire future of Westeros.
I want to
no.
transcribe the letter from House Forrester to the Citadel and make a copy of it for my own records and my own document of our journeys, and make I'm doing like an etching or a tracing of this drawing of this creature that this
Yep.
I thought was a very reasonable man, but is clearly failing in his
Clearly
age, and he's starting to believe some of the nanny's tales a little too seriously. So
folk stories.
but needless to say, it's important for me to take a comment of this because I could be able to take this back to the Citadel, get him kicked out of House Forrester, and possibly get assigned to
And
that
then
house.
replace him.
Exactly.
Did you wonder why you were sent with this band of misfits?
So but it's a little windy here in the back because we're kind of in the near the deserts, and so I need something to hold down the paper in place, and there's 3 of them, so I can put one on each corner and my hand on the other, and then I can use it to trace out the etching.
So during this time,
But the
I assume
choker
that
might be
Anders and
valuable.
Adric
We
have
should
got the
hold on
wagons
to that to
going.
barter it for
Yes.
later.
Yes. So the horse, Adric is leading it towards
Going in the direction of Myrrh. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So after that interesting encounter, they continue on to Mir, and the Red Priest. They continue to be pretty not standoffish, but they don't really talk very much. Arriving in Mir, Aaron
mere
tells you where
moments.
to go. Say what?
Sorry, we're arriving in mere moments.
Yes.
It's a joke on words. I'm a maester. It's all I have.
Oh no, so you are arriving in what looks like to be a brothel on the outside. But Aaron leads you down into a room underneath what is most definitely a brothel. As you descend the stairs, you can hear that it's a brothel and smell that it's a brothel. This is a room where they are suggesting that you stay for now until they can get your money. Now it is completely up to you what you want to do now. Aaron tells you to wait here while she can get the proprietor of the brothel to bring your gold.
Sure. Once she leaves, Adric looks around. So what do you think the chances are that she is actually getting someone to come and kill us?
We're all going to die. We should go find another place to sleep tonight.
That's a solid idea.
Indeed.
I agree.
All right, so no one stops you as you walk out.
You know what I suggest is we leave some of those stones underneath the bed to make it look like someone's sleeping here.
Oh my lord!
No, we should take them with us.
Breaking my heart.
Okay.
You had to know that this would happen, Tiff.
I know.
We are terrible warriors.
We should take them with us. We can throw them at people if the Dodd, or we can use them as missile weapons.
Well, exactly.
No,
Anders
what?
and
The
I have been
alternative is
tossing
actually
it back
that we
and
simply
forth
stay
like a
here.
little game of catch.
No, we simply stay here, and when they come for us, we simply kill them.
With the stones.
Well, no.
You guys are killing me.
We are in rooms right now. They would have to either break through the walls or come through the door. If they come through the door, we have a bottleneck going on. They cannot shoot arrows past their own men, which means that we can probably pile their bodies relatively high. They're people after probably the dozenth man that we kill. At which point, they are going to give up. And we can talk reasonably, like actual people. You know?
Yes. We create a bulwark around the door, we have a couple of traps just in case, and we prepare to slaughter those who want to kill us in our sleep.
There you go.
And as you guys are discussing
I
this,
would like to, if we're going to do this, I have several poisons. Could I make one into on like a cloth and wipe onto one of my daggers?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that might be helpful to help give me a bit of an edge in a combat situation where I'm not going to do well in combat, but, I stick in with a poison blade, as the Dornish are known to do, maybe this will work out for us.
So, here's what I propose, is this. Sand, you are very good with the bow, I've seen.
Yes.
You are probably better than me with a bow, which I do not say lightly. You cover us from the corner. The first man who comes through the door with vile intent, you shoot in the throat. I will take the next with my spear. Anders, at that point, you will have slowed them down. You will engage with your sword. I will draw my sword.
I will sit in the corner documenting.
And I am sitting in a corner right now as these three Dornish psychopaths murder an entire brothel's full of guards. What the hell am I even doing here? Oh God, please take me back.
As you guys are talking,
I was going to say, maybe I could go for a walk somewhere
Actually,
and just let you handle
How many
this.
guards are there in here?
You guys don't know yet.
However many they
You
summon.
guys are alone in the room right now.
Oh,
I have
he's
an idea.
talking about the plan. He's already moving into place for it.
Okay,
Anders, I got a plan. We're in a brothel. I'm a gorgeous woman. Why don't I just walk around? No one's going to even blink an eye at me.
That works.
Well,
It is true.
I
Take
can
off your
recon-
clothes. It will work
they
well.
might blink an eye at the armor
gonna do it.
and weapons.
Okay.
I'm taking off all
so-
my clothes. I'm going
my
to put
God.
on my...
I like the nudity plan.
And
Okay.
who has a dagger?
Well, I mean,
I think that we all have daggers.
Okay. I'm going to take a dagger and my slinkiest, sexy outfit, and I'm gonna go take a walk.
Okay, so before any of you can leave the room, despite all of your planning, the Aaron walks back into the room holding 4 satchels that are definitely full of gold because you can hear them clinking. And they look around at all of you, seeing that you're battle ready, except for Kryn, who is naked. And they kind of blink a couple times, though you can't tell because she's got that mask on. And she places the bags of gold on the side table, unsure of if they should move, because...
I am legitimately actually surprised that you have not in fact come here with guards to kill us.
I am a woman of my word.
And after she says that, she takes off the mask, and Kryn would recognize this woman as her mother.
Holy shit.
What? Are we ending there? Is that our cliffhanger?
Yes, we are!
Oh, mother, I'm so embarrassed.
It's not like she hasn't seen it before. She's changing your diapers.
We do have 10 more minutes if we want to play this out.
You know what? That's actually a great place to end it because I don't have much planned after this.
Okay.
It's
So
okay.
I'm standing stark naked in front of my mom. Great.
Yes.
Come back
I
next
will
game
document-
when Kryn puts some clothes on and we go off to murder Targaryens.
I'm going to beat you to death with these paperweights.
Actually, no. These paperweights actually are really good on your sore back. You can kind of roll them around when you're sitting on a chair, and they really get into the muscles. It's really nice. Yeah, you should all try them. I mean, there's 3. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Kryn's not wearing any clothes right now, so the men can just work this in between
Take it all in, boys.
right in the
Take it all
small
in.
of your back. Just sit down in a chair and just feel the stone. It's real nice. It's all like massaging stones. This could really be the next trend in Westeros. These massaging stones. We should bring them back.
Hot dragon stone massage.
I should patent these hot stones.
Oh my god, we
Citadel.
have to set them on fire, guys!
No! No, you're not!
Yes, we okay. No.
Then it would be truly an Ancient Universe. And if
Yes,
you guys
where
want
we
to do
all get
that...
dragons.
Well, I'm not going to set them on fire, but I am going to heat them up in a pot of boiling water so that I can then put them into my socks. Use them as like a warming bedpan, right? Like so I can keep my sheets clean at night because it gets cold in the desert.
You realize this is
Okay, we have to end this episode now before we further derail the plot of Game of Thrones.
Oh no!
This is like
You know
Star
those-
Wars if we kick Darth Vader in
You
the
know those
nuts.
hot
That
coals
was-
when you're in a
Star
you know those hot
Wars,
coals when you're in a
they blew up
sauna?
Admiral Thrawn at Thrawn Bravo.
You know when you're in those hot coals, we can make a nice little homemade sauna here, and you just kind of pour the hot water over them, and it'd be
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Wait, it looks like they are cracking. They're broken. We should throw them out.
Defective masonry. You know, with some dragon glass, this might actually be able to hold on a little bit longer. We should try and mine some of these into those stones. It might be better than out of actually like rock. I mean, honestly, these things look like crap.
Oh no!
I've seen
dragon
I've
things,
seen
we can
better
go and
craftsmanship.
solve those.
I've seen better craftsmanship in the Reach.
We can go and conquer Westeros in season 2.
There you go.
Oh my god, that's right. Because we don't dither around about all our relationship trauma. We just take our dragons and conquer the world.
I mean, I really do want to get a magnifying glass and mirror because their craftsmanship in glasswork is bar none. So maybe we can trade
There you
in
go.
these massaging heat stones
Trade one of those stuff.
for a nice pair of like bifocals.
You're getting that old, eh?
I'm 35. I mean, the average life expectancy is just about 38. So
That's true.
Yep. Anyway,
Oh, Lord.
This has been the second episode of A Song of Ice and Fire by our first-time GM, longtime terrible warrior, Tiff von Solo Compton from the nerdhearth.com.
and
should
that's
really
been
do
Derek the
something with
Bard
that
from
website.
Chasing the Muse, out from his Edmonton crew.
Woo! I
And then-
came out from under my rock and then I drank wine.
And now Dodd can introduce me, and then Bernard can introduce Dodd.
That has been
And then Tiff can
Justin,
introduce
Mr.
Bernard.
I'm a giant dork Ecock
I
with your
prefer
birds.
I prefer nerd.
And that was Birdman Dodd, who's playing the sexy babe who got naked in front of her mom.
And that's been the voice of Bernard D., who runs the Vampire the Masquerade game out in Toronto, Ontario for Canada at midnight.
Just want to say it wouldn't be a Game of Thrones episode if it didn't have some casual incest.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not fucking my mom!
I mean,
we've got the boobies quotient at least of Game of Thrones.
Yes,
Sorry,
exactly.
Dodd, I think
There's
we're going to
no
have to
nudity.
leave that up to a dice roll.
That's... Yeah.
You know what's the beautiful part about all this? Everybody in my apartment complex just heard me scream, I'm not fucking my mom.
Quick,
Well,
roll.
you know what? Of all
Oh.
the statements they could hear, that's probably a good one for you to shout.
Tiff, why didn't you have
Come
Birdman?
back next episode.
Tiff, why didn't you have
when
Birdman
we
roll for
find out
composure?
Whether or not things happen between Kryn and her mom.
Oh
Come
my
back
God.
next week when we have Blades in the Dark. I can't even
Mother's
remember
Day.
what happened, if this is the second episode or the third episode you're going to hear, but things are great. They steal stuff. It's awesome. Thank you for listening to this, and thank you, Tiff, for running this game. You're doing a great job so far, and I cannot wait to see what happens next.
I'm naked.
Have a good night, everyone!
Part 3 of A Song of Ice and Fire will be in 2 weeks' time. But if you're a Patreon supporter, you can head right now to terriblewarriors.com/Patreon, where you will have access to a middle-of-the-road debrief, because we actually stopped recording after this second episode and met a few weeks later to record the last half. So we decided to record a debrief. How did the game go? What were we enjoying? What are we thinking about was going to happen next? If you're a Patreon supporter, you can download that episode today. And if you return to us on Tuesday, we start rolling out the third chapter in our ongoing campaigns here for our 5th year. Yeah, that's right, we're coming back to Sailor Moon Thunderheart. With the Trial of Love now behind them, the Sailor Scouts have 2 more trials to complete. But they're running out of time as Queen Burrow barrels in. Don't worry, it's still gonna be silly. And next week on Thursdays, alternating with A Song of Ice and Fire, Derek the Bard and his Edmonton crew continue with Blades in the Dark. The Gulls are planning their heist and things are about to go down. But what Derek is about to experience, well, he wasn't ready for it. You can find out what happened on Thursday. And on Tuesdays, alternating with Sailor Moon, we have our ongoing story of Star Trek adventures. As the USS Horizon is responding to a distress call from a Klingon ship, it's time for our first away mission. Cue the transporter sounds. And we have new games recording, getting ready for our November releases. We'll be playing 7th Sea Unknown Armies. Got a Star Wars game coming out for you. Oh, it's gonna be a fun time. You can find all that out at terriblewarriors.com and click on the schedule button. And if you like what you hear and you want to hear more and you want to get involved in choosing our future games, consider becoming a Patreon supporter. You'll get access to debriefs and mid-briefs and pre-briefs and lots of briefs. But you'll also get access to our Discord channel where you can listen in to some of our recordings if we're able to hook them into Discord when we're recording the game. And hey, if you're not a Patreon supporter, you can still hang out on the Discord channel. We got a lot of people hanging out there, not just the people that are giving us money. We've got some groups that are playing games together. We're playing the hell out of Destiny 2 right now. Come hang out in Discord, let us know what you think about the show, and if I broke the RSS feed migrating to that new host, you can tell me there too. Or you can just follow us on Twitter at Dice Warriors, where we are always there. Today's Terrible Warriors and your mercenaries of the 7 Kingdoms. They were Justin Ecock, Derek Burrow, Mike Dodd, Bernard Dawson, and Game Master Tiff Compton. And we will return to A Song of Ice and Fire, Blood and Gold in 2 weeks' time. And until then, hey, thanks for listening. Thanks for clicking that subscribe button. Thank you for leaving reviews and letting us know the stuff that you like and the stuff that you don't like. Thanks for playing those games, letting us know how those games go. And thank you for being a terrible warrior.